So I'm gonna do this video. It's never gonna get posted. Maybe it will. Who knows? So, sorry, gassy or whatever. So pretty much, I'm gonna talk about it. It's a little bit of something that happened to me, almost a year ago, about last October. But I'm gonna kind of talk about what led up to it. So, the date I'm actually referring to is October 13th, 2022. Sorry, there's something in my face and I'm trying to not notice it. But anyway, so pretty much leading up to that, I work for the Mormon Church. I work in the custodial department. And one of my assignments is I clean the morning, right, in the morning shift, I clean the men's corner restroom. So if you don't know where that is on Temple Square, it's the public restroom on the southwest side of the campus. And so pretty much that whole year, 2020, basically I would have to do pretty much, I'd get assigned extra work, which for me, growing up was, well, I was taught how to work hard. You show up to a job, you show up on time, and you're willing to do extra because when it comes down to October, when raise time comes along, you're probably going to get a better raise, right? So that's what I did. I did that for ever since I started working. I do extra stuff because that's how I was taught, how I was raised, and employees love those kind of people because they can take advantage of that and make them do more than what they're being paid. So for me, so I would go. So pretty much halfway through the year, my original assignment in the morning was a steam plant. And that assignment would be the whole 4 hours. And a couple times throughout the year, I would cover also the other side of the restroom. Or I'd go do actually the male corner restroom. And I did that, and at first it was okay. When you're doing something extra, at first it's because it's new, it's okay. But when it becomes expected, when it becomes a regular thing that happens almost every single day, or 3 to 4, it's a regular occurrence, 2 to 3 to 4 days a week. And I went on vacation in July and came back, and they shifted my assignment to the men corner restroom, which I was okay with because the steam plant in the summer, it gets very hot. It gets up to 90 to 100 to 110 degrees on a hot summer day, and I was okay with that. And then that's when everything started. That my one coworker at the time, she got a full-time position, so she wasn't working the female side anymore. She was super cool and stuff like that. And then they replaced her with this other girl, which I'm not really too fond of still. She's okay, but when she was doing the female corner restroom, so I'd do my job, I'd show up, clean the male side, and if I got done early, I'd just go, go hang out or whatever, because it was great, because I'd go, and since it was just me, I'd leave, and, pretty much we had to take our break over at the Family Search building, so I would go take the break over there, and then go back and finish my job. And I started to notice, at least with her, this is the thing that I struggled with a lot, was, when you showed up to work, or no, when you didn't show up to work 2 to 3 days out of the week, every week for multiple months, how do you still have a job? Like, I don't know the whole situation with that, but when it's, multiple days out of the week for months and months and months, it gets annoying, because guess what? Every time that she would not show up, which it was 2-3 days out of the week, guess who gets assigned her work? I do. And this would just be a consistent thing. And on top of that, like, it would be always oh, this person's not here today. Could you cover for them? And I would always say, I started to say no, not unless you pay me. That was the number one thing, was if you pay me extra, I'll do extra. And it came to a head when that day, so I was getting fed up with it. I was getting more and more frustrated because, when you're doing extra and, every 2 weeks comes by and you get a paycheck and you look at the paycheck and, oh, there's fireworks, and the paycheck's always the same. Because guess what? It doesn't matter how hard you work. You can work really, really hard and the paycheck's still the same. You could not work. You could be lazy and sit on your butt for 8 hours and the paycheck's still the same. And so it came to a head on October 13th, 2022. I came to work and the guy that worked at the steam plant that we switched did the same thing. He would show up. He'd miss 2 days a week. And his excuse was because he was a new dad, so he would, I was too tired. Or whatever. But he was absent. The girl was absent. Bunch of people were absent, and well, guess what? I get assigned my assignment. I get assigned the female corner restroom. I get assigned fans, and I get assigned the steam plant. And that day just came to a head. And at the time too, like, I just completed the career development class with the career development class with the job and everything like that. And just right when I completed it, the lead position became available and I applied. And of course I got rejected because, they don't believe in me. That is very true. They do not believe in me. And I pretty much showed up, did my job. I did it all. And I was frustrated. I was angry and went home that day and I sent because pretty much I got paid that Friday. I don't remember what actual day of the week that was on, but I think it was a Tuesday or Wednesday. It was a Tuesday. Whatever. And so, it was a Tuesday, and so I got my paycheck because I get it in the mail and went and turned it in, and it kept hitting me. It's one of those things where I try to brush it off, and it just kept hitting me. I have to say something. And I did. I went and found that email, the rejection email that they sent, and wish I could pull it up, but along the lines of, I just let them know how I was feeling. And I pretty much sent the email of, I can't control the decisions you make, but I can control mine. And I let them know that, hey, this is not okay. That if you're going to have me do extra work, you're going to have to pay me extra. And I just let it sit like that of, hey, I'm not going to be doing extra work. I am not going to be carrying the rest of my team. I'm not going to be carrying custodial anymore. And if you want me to do extra, you're going to have to pay me extra. I do not work for free. And I sent that email out. A couple hours went by. It wasn't a couple hours. Maybe it was a couple hours. Or, I don't know. They replied saying, we're sorry, you're frustrated, And I said, well, I am sick and tired of doing this extra work and not being properly compensated for it. So that's what I did. And there was a lot of things leading up to it because I struggled with the church and I struggled with, because at the time I was attending the award my former ward, which I felt like they were kind of babies where they always needed help. And, because when you're the person that everyone relies on the most in just life in general, you get burned out. And that's what happened. Was it all came to a head. I got burned out, and I had to let somebody know that I was done, and I am still done. And I just basically was okay, from now on, I am doing my job and my job only. If you want me to do extra, pay me extra. I do not work for free. And then I sent the email out. They replied back and forth, and I said, I'm going to be it. And the next day I called out. I wish if I was thought about it better, I should have said, instead of I'm not coming in today, you're going to have to find someone else to cover for name 1 and name 2. So, bye. Things like, I should have said that, because, yeah, it's frustrating when you're doing 2-3 people's job and you're only getting paid for one. That's the one thing I've always struggled with ever since then, was I would be, that, if you're doing more, you should be getting paid more. Not getting paid the same as the person that shows up half the time. And so I just put my foot down and I just said, hey, this is not cool. And then after that, I sent the email out, called out the next day, whatever, had to meet, and I came back the Thursday or Wednesday, whatever day it was, and had to talking with my boss about it. And I just laid it out like, hey, I work hard and I am burnt out and I am done. And the thing is, the gaslighting does not work for me. Does not work on me either anymore. Of, oh, poor so-and-so, the guy that did the steam plant. Oh, poor him. He's had to work so hard. Bull crap. He doesn't do a thing. Luckily now he's gone. Oh, and then they do the same thing with the girl. I like, oh, poor her. And my boss at the time said, I understand what you're saying, but I can't guarantee that I won't be assigning you extra work. And I came back with, well, then I can't guarantee it will get done. And I stood by that. I still stand by that. Because after that, I got assigned her assignment, because she was still missing multiple days a week. And, well, I didn't do her job. Did leadership notice? No. Did management notice? No. And hey, every week, every paycheck was the exact same. Doesn't matter if I do more. Doesn't matter if I do less. It still gets paid the exact same. And then when I was on snow crew, because this year in Utah, it snowed a lot. And there was one week where it was every day I was out shoveling snow. And the best part about shoveling snow was I'm out shoveling snow. I'm not covering for other people. I'm doing one thing and one thing only. I'm not out there. But the thing that got me the most was that Friday, because I'd get called to go shovel snow, so I'd go shovel snow, and then some of the days I would get done and go to leave. Work would get done by the time it was time to go home anyway. Go turn in my radio, my keys, and hold on. And I would get the gaslighting from my boss, where, oh, poor whatever her name is, she had to do the whole corner restroom by herself. Oh, poor pity her. Bull crap. She needs to start pulling her own weight. That's pretty much, I didn't care. And then after that, whenever she was called out sick, probably just because she was hanging out with her boyfriend in the parking lot. But, yeah. And so, pretty much from now on, like my boss I currently have now, he's super cool. But I still hold to my standard that I'm never doing more than what my job what my assignment is. I'm never going to do someone else's assignment on top of my own. And they might never like it, and they might never understand it, but I'm never going to do that ever again. And no matter what, if I show up to work, even though this week I'm not going to be at work this week, it's going to be freaking amazing, that, hey, who cares? Like, I'm going to show up, do my job only, and yeah. If they want me to do more, they got to pay me more. I will never work for free. And plus, since I work for the Mormon Church, the corporation that almost makes $1 trillion a year, and they sit there and they say, oh, well, we can't afford anything, but then they get busted for $200 million, or no, $200 billion of hidden investments. You know, in the financial world, that's fraud. If you're hiding money from the government, it's fraud. Like, if you're not claiming, like, the church, I know they are tax exempt because whatever, constitutional, whatever, but still, if you're hiding you can't hide investment. You can't hide things like that because, hey, it's fraud. And they might tippy-toe around it, and they have their reasons to, because, their temples cost $60 million to build, and they have the $100 billion project outside, but it comes to paying extra, they can't pay their employees a living wage because of excuse. And then they sit there, and if you're not one of the top 15 members, you're SOL. Or if you're not related to one of the top 15 members, you're SOL because, you're not Mormon enough. Or, you're not on our level. Because it's one of the things in the church that they don't talk about is there is a class difference. That there is a divider between the wealthy and the everyone else. You know, you can't go, if you're working on trying to become wealthy or anything like that, the church is going to stomp it out because, we don't like that. But, they'll demand that you pay your 10% in tithing on the money you earned, but they didn't do anything to earn it. It's like the government. They want you to pay taxes because they want you to pay taxes. They didn't do anything to earn it. Nothing. But, you got to pay your tithing because, for no reason. They don't need your tithing. They make billions a year. And they hide it. They'll never admit it. But they do. And when it comes to the hardworking people within the church that they, take advantage of, because, you could do this and receive these blessings, pay me more. I don't work for free, and I never will. And I finally decided, after that happened, I was done. Done with the church. And from pretty much October till about mid-February, April, I didn't go. Like, I'd go to my ward once in a while, because, like, not legally, technically you only have to go once a month to be labeled active. And so I'd do that, go once a month, and that was it. Because even that, within my ward, that ward I was involved in, it was annoying every week. This is a little detour, but when you go to church, when your job demands a whole lot more of you, and your church demands a lot more of you, because, I go to church, and, every week the same kid goes and asks the same, 6, 7, 8 people to go serve the sacrament every week. It gets old, it gets boring, it gets frustrating, and then on top of it, of the same people that hold people down demand rides, they demand this, they demand that, because they are not smart enough to go get a driver's license. and I was done. And so I started going less and less and less, and then I went to a completely different ward. I started going to a different ward from pretty much February till today. I started going to a different ward. They met at a different time at a different building, and that ward is amazing. I just moved my records 3 weeks ago, and they're awesome. That ward is awesome. Like, they're nice. They talk to you. They don't demand every little bit of that. And it's kind of funny that once I officially moved my records, like pretty much from before I moved my records up and like before that, like from pretty much February till now, from then, no one reached out. No one from my old ward reached out. We sit there and we talk about how in the church we need to always be reaching out to the members that aren't there anymore, or they use the parable of the savior, the shepherd and the sheep, how the shepherd left the 99 sheep to go find the one. Well, guess what? Sometimes that one is among the 99 and is blatantly ignored. Because yeah, he gets ignored especially when that sheep has had two world-changing events. Do you think, because that is something that is very important, that like, hey, if someone in your ward has had something happen in their life that changed their life for not good, but for bad, where I'm going to talk about it in my own person, when I have 2 family members within the last 2 years pass away, and nobody reaches out, nobody cares, and it's just me. And you go to church and you're expected and demanded to put yourself aside and pretty much you gotta be the savior of your ward. You gotta be willing to do X and X and X and give people rights and serve the sacrament and serve people and help people. But whenever you need help, whenever I need help, where's everyone? Oh, they're too busy, or oh, they can't do anything. And I'm just like, you don't, what's this hypocritical crap? You expect me to drop everything and save every member in my ward, but once I need saving, nobody's there. And so the greatest decision I made was I just moved wards. Like, I started attending the ward back in my first time was New Year's Day. And then after that, I went to and just kept going, and moved my records, which was probably the best decision thus far right now, because, well, pretty much it was something I was taught. The time I spent away taught me a lot more than my time there. That it doesn't matter. God gave you this thing called agency, and you need to use that agency. And it's not my responsibility to make sure you're going to church. It's your responsibility. And yeah, I'm not going to make you. I'm not going to force you. I am a living testimony of how easy it is to go inactive, go under the church's radar, and they will not notice. And that's the sad truth. You can go inactive and have zero contact with anyone. So, yeah, a little kind of detour, a little bit of everything. And I am glad I moved wards. I am free from that ward. And yeah, I see one guy from that old ward at, I don't know, that's one thing that kind of annoys me. If he shows up to work lunch every day, even though he works later and later in the day, and every time I see him, I want to tell him to F off. But I don't, because I'm the better person. And yeah, I am better. I'm better than him. I'm better than everyone else. Because guess what? That's one thing that I'm working on. I'm so excited right now. I'm going. Today is what? July 3rd. July 3rd. Tomorrow's the 4th. And I'm so excited. This week, I get to go to Michigan to my friend's wedding. It's going to be amazing. And we actually are investing in not a company. We're investing in a property right now. I'm so excited for that. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait. We're going to be working on, it's a fix and flip Airbnb property. And I'm so excited for it when we're up and running. And then also of my lawn care company is doing amazing this year. I just did the numbers for June. We had a record-setting month. I did. And what else? Late October, early November, I'm submitting another application for another investment property. Actually, that will be amazing because I've been working with a guy named Dave. He does real estate lending. Amazing guy. And I can't wait. Like, when we get that deal finalized, when we get both deals finalized, when I'm getting my first paychecks, that's when I'm going to be talking about it. Like, I am talking about it right now, but that's when I was going to be posting on social media. And I'm just going to keep doing it. Because guess what? I believe in me. I believe in me as much as the God they worship on Sunday. And that God can be whoever they think it is. Whether it's Jesus, God, Joseph, Nelson, Buddha, Muhammad, whatever. I believe in me as much as they believe in that God they worship on Sunday. And I am so excited for it. I can't wait to get out there and start living my dream. And yeah, I know it's been kind of a rough, like, bumpy road, but I'm so excited to be able to, like, start working, generating more income than, well, basically, yeah, generate more income than I do at my day job. That is my number one goal this year, is to make more money outside of my job than I do at my job. And I'm gonna do it. It might take me a year. It might take me 2 years. I'm gonna do it. And I'm going to reach for those goals that are mine. And I'm not going to let anyone get in my way of it. I'm not going to have some kid at church or at work and jump in the way. I'm going to be doing it on my terms. And it's going to be amazing. And I can't wait for the day where I can go to work, and if they earned it, give them that 2-week notice. If they earned it. If not, I'm just going to drop off my stuff and say peace. I'm the best in the world. I believe that with an entirety of my being. And I can't wait to do it. And I hope you guys, since it's the 3rd of July, are going to have a great Independence Day tomorrow and have a great summer. And we'll see the next video I post, and I'll have updates, and we're going to have so much fun. I'm going to start, one of the things on there is podcasts and, well, books. So keep you posted, and kind of, yeah, even though it's been a half-hour video, yeah, you can watch the whole video. It's great. Keep your head up and believe in yourself as much as the God they worship on Sunday.